one of the top 2 heavyweights currently in the class, fights this Friday. Let's bring him on the show. It's his second time on the show. The Bronze Bomber, who has a record of 41-0 and 1 draw. That draw to Tyson Fury. I was just watching. Lord, you guys, the 9th round was your best round. It's just amazing. You guys from round 1 were swinging from the heels.
Yes.
There was nothing about that. You know, it's funny. You have a 95% knockout rate, which is in the class of Mike Tyson, Rocky Marciano. You're not overly subtle. You want to end fights quickly. So, I mean, this weekend, by the way, you're fighting a guy again that you fought before, Ortiz. He didn't look to be in good enough shape for you. Are you concerned a little bit that, you know, he said you were hitting with some of your stuff was borderline illegal. He's kind of trying to taunt you. Do you feel he's trying to get into your head and taunt you before the fight?
You know, most time fighters try to get in your head, you know, before a fight. For me, you know, everyone has their percentages in boxing for as what's mental and what's physical. For me, boxing is 96% physical and 4% mental for me. So, I mean 96% mental and 4% physical for me, because if you can get in a person's head before fighting them, then the battle is already won, you know. And, you know, sometimes they say certain things to try to upset you, get you off a game or whatever. That's, you know, proper protocol. But my mind is already made up come Saturday night what I'm going to do. You know, I love this sport because the name of this game is pain. And I do that very well when I'm applying pressure to my opponent. 95%
knockout rate. Do you worry about when you've never lost a fight, you've had only 1 draw, after the fight with Fury, because you're the 2 best heavyweights in the world, a lot of people said Fury outpointed you early. The 9th was clearly your best round. When that fight was over for you, and you were as honest as you could be, you were out of the ring, you went home, did you feel you won the fight? What did you feel 2 days later about that fight?
2 days later, I felt 100% that I won that fight, you know, for sure. You know, it's a lot for the first 4 rounds. I definitely won the first 4 rounds. You know what I mean? And then with the 2 knockdowns as well included, especially with the last knockdown when Jack Reese was terribly counted so slow. You know that you took it away. He said he went off of the spirit of boxing and not the rules. What you mean going off of the spirit? Your job is to count. Do it. That's an easy job to do, to count to 10, you know. And, you know, I felt like that was taken away from me. But, you know, I don't make no excuses. I don't hold grudges, you know what I mean? It's a blessing in disguise because now we have the rematch coming up. And, you know, you have some people saying he won. You have some people saying I won. So it was a very controversial fight. And, you know, controversy sells. So I'm happy to be going in the rematch with him again to prove to everyone that what I did the first time, I shall do it the second time.
By the way, the guy Ortiz you're fighting this weekend is 31-1. Aren't you concerned you're overlooking him? I mean,
nah, you know, I never overlook no one. I never look past anyone, but I do look through you. I window shop a little bit.
You window shop.
I window shop. It's called window shopping because, you know, if I can see my next, it's just like Fury's neck. So it's almost like if he's sitting back as a silhouette behind you or something like that, or, you know, and I'm looking through you, it's like I know where I need to go, but I know what I have to do. I have to get through you to go where I need to, you know, to get to where I need to go. So it's more like motivation for me, you know, sitting back, you know, how you ain't got no money, you just window shopping, you seeing what you like, and you know, like, if I work hard, I'll get it.
Are you largely, overwhelmingly done with training for this weekend's fight? Are you done?
We got a couple of shakeouts.
What's that mean?
You know, meaning that I keep my blood flowing. You know, I don't want this whole week to just stay still.
Right.
So usually we have like media workouts, and then after that, like before the fight, I do like a shakeout, like hit the mitts, go over certain instructions. Yeah, get a sweat, get your blood flowing, you know, get the muscles, you know, loose. So you don't want to sit all the way to the fight. You know, some guys train all the way up until that fight, but as a heavyweight, I don't do that. I need my body to be able to be replenished with fluid and water, the proper food and water and stuff, because we go so hard as heavyweights. You know, you bring all those big guys in. I call them the Mighty Three. I brought the Mighty Three in, and these guys huge, you know, to get me prepared and stuff. So all that is just beating on your body. That's why when a fighter get into the ring, no fighter is never 100% getting into the ring. We can say we feel great. We can say we feel like we're in the best shape of our lives. And it's a feeling. You may feel that way, but you're never 100% getting in the ring.
By the way, MGM Saturday Fox pay-per-view. This will be, I think, your 10th defense of your championship.
Yes.
Do you fight differently seeking a championship and now defending it? Are you more cautious at times because you are the favorite? You are the Patriots. You're Alabama football. You're defending your title. Do you ever find that sometimes that makes you a little less aggressive or less willing to throw a big punch or be aggressive and around? You're now defending stuff.
Yeah. No, me, you know, like I said, I come to bring the pain. You know, I don't hold nothing in the back. What I tell you that I'm going to do to you, I make sure I keep my word. I'm like one of those people that I definitely walk it like I talk it. And I think that's what, you know, over time people didn't understand. Some people would think it was for like act or promotion, but over time they realized that I am who I am. Like when I transform into the Bronze Bomber, it's no I ain't finna hold back. It's no mercy. It's no pity, you know, that I'm holding back. I want to apply as much pain as possible.
So I covered Mike Tyson for years, and about 72 hours before a fight, Mike shut down. He wouldn't talk. He got very grumpy.
Yeah.
People didn't want to be around him. So this is Monday. You're still in a good mood. When do you, because I've heard this from fighters, the personality.
You think I'm in a good mood?
You seem very jovial.
Okay.
Is there a moment that it changes for you? The temperature in the room, you change. You get a little quieter, more into yourself in the fight.
Most definitely. You know, right now it's the transformation that's happening. You know what I mean? A lot of things, you know, is not funny to me at this point in time. I'm very serious, you know. Although I may smile, but inside it's like I'm serious, you know. And it's just the closer the fight comes, the more you feel that
intensity.
Urge. Like, yeah, because you got to think about it. I've been training for this one man for a month. I've been in the bed visualizing his face for a month. The speed bag for a month. My trainers, they're getting hurt. Holding mitts for me. One of my trainers had the body bag on. I'm hitting him in the body, and I separated his cartilage from the bone on his ribs. You know what I mean? Thinking about this man. So if you continue to think about something, they say the law of attraction, and we draw what we think, right? So come Saturday night, November the 23rd, I will draw what I've been thinking about. And what I've performed on the bags, the mitts, or anything else, thinking about this man, I shall do in the ring.
1 hour before the fight, you're getting taped up. What do you like?
I'm totally focused. I'm visualizing how I want to walk out, what I want to do when I get in the ring.
Are you nervous at all?
Never.
Not a little.
Never.
Not a inch. Not nothing.
Look, I have more knockouts than some of these guys have wins. You know, I'm a knockout artist.
How do you know when you hit a guy? There's a difference. You know, there are times that you punch. It looks very George Foreman to me. It's heavy. Your hands are heavy. You're the guy that you're going to fight Saturday, Luis King Kong Ortiz, can take a punch.
Yeah.
No question. He's got a chin. How do you know if you've hurt him? Because you land punches. How do you know if you've hurt him? Is it the eyes? Do you sense body? How do you know when, all right? Because a lot of times you can land a punch. You guys are all 220, 230. You're
Correct.
big men. How do you know when you hurt a guy?
Well, it's all about body language. Experience and body language. You know what I mean? When you in there and you've done something, or you've seen an act so many times, you already automatically understand it and it can identify it. And from identify, you apply pressure to it. You know, sometimes you could, you know, think it's something happened, but it may not really be. You know, you see many guys that thought they hurt a fighter, then they go
move in,
you know what I'm saying?
And they get popped.
Yeah, get popped, or they waste too much energy, and then now you're tired, and this guy's coming back. You know, the sport of boxing is so magical. It's like we both can be tired in the ring, but if you feel like I'm more tired than you. It's just somehow like you suck my energy into you, and you started to get, you know, more energized and come on. Like it's all about how heroic your heart is, how brave you are, you know. And it's amazing sport, you know, how things work out.
I love fights.
Oh, man, you have to think about so much. You have to really
So when you got in the ring with Tyson Fury, it was very aggressive initially. He was doing a lot of taunting with you. Mm-hmm. He was trying to get into your head.
And he does that to win on the judges. See,
so he's trying to manipulate the judges.
Correct. See, when you do those tactics when you're trying to win the round, manipulation and stuff. See, I didn't really play into that. I was very serious going back and forth. My mind was somewhere else, you know, but I understood what he was doing, the taunting. And, you know, I could have done it back and we would have seen who won the taunting war or whatever. But that was what he was trying to do.
Do you respect him?
Most definitely. I respect all fighters. You know what I mean? We risk our lives for others' entertainment. So with that being said, you must respect. Can you hear the crowd when you're in the ring? At times.
Because this weekend they'll be rooting for you.
Yeah, at times. But most of the time like my mind goes into a tunnel vision. Like no matter how many people is in the arena or in the room, like when I'm focused, I can just tunnel vision. I can just really focus on you and me and block everything out.
Joey, I've always been fascinated by this. I love fights. So my first job out of college, I got a job in Vegas. Mike Tyson was emerging. I was always on Sugar Ray Leonard, Hearns. So I'd watch boxing as a kid, Ali Foreman. Then I get my first broadcasting job is Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, most guys' first broadcasting job is in Midland, Texas. I get Vegas, Sugar Ray Leonard, Hagler, Hearns, Mike Tyson. So it was this incredible thing. I'm this small-town kid. I walk in. You're this small-town Alabama kid.
Yeah.
And Saturday night, you're in a ring. It's a heavyweight championship fight. And yet you have no nerves.
None.
Was there ever nerves when you fought?
None. I mean, I've been doing it for years. It was time when I walked out the house, by the time I got back to the house, I was into some fights.
In Alabama?
Oh, most definitely. It was it was during that time. I think, when you come up in certain areas and it's lack of activity, you know what I'm saying?
You make your own.
You make your own. And sometimes, the wrong things become the fun things because you don't have no other things to do.
Have you ever gone back to your small Alabama home in Tuscaloosa and met any of the guys you used to fight as a kid?
I haven't seen them personally.
They're aware of your...
Oh, most definitely. And a lot of them always say, like, man, you finally put that fight to some good use. Because I was a kid, like...
You were a fighter.
But I was so closed in, like I was to myself. I only spoke when spoken to. You know what I mean? I wasn't like no violent person who would go around and look for that. You know what I mean? I was just this kid, didn't have much, just stayed to myself. And people would pick with me because I didn't have the finer things. Or I wasn't like sociable like I am now. Now I just talk way too much. You know what I mean? And
we kind of like that. That's why we bring you on the show. We like talkers on the show. We like verbal people. So you fight Saturday at the MGM. Are all rings the same? Is the MGM the same as Madison Square Garden? Are there rings? Are there atmospheres? The desert's dry. You can go out east or Miami and it's humid. Do you like Vegas?
I definitely love Vegas. I mean, I won my title there, so it's going to be...
MGM's a great venue. I've seen about a dozen fights there.
Yeah, and they always have a great crowd as well. People all around the world comes there, and somehow when they come to Vegas, they think there's no laws. When people out of the country
it's a rebellious place. It is. Do you put on a show a little bit in Vegas? Do you feel like Deontay is the champ? You put on a little show. You're entertainment too, not just a boxer.
Yeah.
You're in Vegas.
Yeah.
You putting on a little show Saturday?
I mean, what comes of me is what comes of me. Like, I don't fake nothing. Like, my personality is who I am. I don't, just because I'm in Vegas or I'm in New York or I'm in, California, I don't put on no type of persona of being someone fake or whatever. We consider that as being a fake. You know what I'm saying?
That's inauthentic.
You know what I'm saying? I'm very real about what I say, what I do. Right. I'm very passionate about what I say and what I do. So what people get of me is really me, you know what I mean? And I can be silly at times. I can, go into my motivating type of person, because I'm a type of person, I love to see people make it. I love to see people do well. Even if they do better than me, I'm happy because somebody winning, in life, because I understand the struggles of life. So you get so many different sides of me. I'm so many different
But I don't sense you're fighting angry. Something like Mike Tyson often fought angry.
Yeah.
You're not an angry fighter.
Not at all. You know, if I get angry, then I cloud my mind. I can't think properly. It won't be a clear vision of what I'm trying to accomplish in the ring, you know. But when I'm just loose, my mind is loose, my mind is open, I can think about combinations. I can see things happening before they happen, and then it allows me to take that approach, you know. And that's how my mind works. You know, I have to have a clear mind.
No, by the way, you sound like a quarterback. That's the same thing. You can't.
Yeah.
Some guys play angry, and I'm not a big fan. I don't host angry.
Yes. You know.
I've had bad shows, but I don't host angry.
Yeah.
Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. It's going to be Saturday, MGM pay-per-view, November 23rd. He is once again defending his title, Luis King Kong Ortiz, who you beat. It was a 10-rounder, and he was not in the. To me, he better work on his cardio from the first fight. Then after that's the Tyson Fury fight. You're always welcome on our show. Deontay, always welcome on our show. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.